Hello everybody and welcome back to Rated E for Entertainment. Today's video is going to be on my top 10 favorite films of 2017. Not the best rated or rated by critics or best reviewed, just how they made me feel personally. And just how I felt watching these movies. It's going to be my opinion. I know a lot of you are probably not going to like some decisions that I made on this list. But it's just my personal preference and how I felt about the films. So right now we're going to get into the honorable mentions, and my first honorable mention is going to be John Wick Chapter 2. Really like this movie. Just certain story elements didn't work for me. Action was perfection again. It's a little under John Wick 1 for me personally, but a great sequel to an amazing film. Next up, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This, along with a lot of the rest of my honorable mentions, barely missed my top 10 list. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I don't love the Ego's planet. It just felt a little weird to me and a little off. However, just how the story was done and everything, it was very well done. Next up, is Alien Covenant. A lot of people did not like this movie. A lot of people hated this movie. I liked it personally. I'm still on the fence about certain story elements of it, especially with David and the creation of the aliens, the xenomorphs and everything. But just how well it was directed and how well it was done, I had to put it in my honorable mentions list. I love the character of David. I love the way they did him in this movie. Like I said, I'm still on the fence about how the xenomorphs are created, but I love seeing them in this movie. Just a very well done movie with some certain story elements that I did not like, or I'm on the fence with. Moving on, Wonder Woman is in my honorable mentions list. Like I said, this movie was right at number 10, but it just got knocked out by a movie that I saw recently. But I don't love World War I, that setting, but I did love Wonder Woman in that setting. Ares could have been used better, but it was Wonder Woman's story and everything like that. But I loved it. It just missed my top 10 list. Next up is Get Out. Very well done by his first directed movie, Jordan Peele. Very well done. I thought that it was more of a thriller than a horror, like a lot of people were saying. But it definitely thrilled me, and I loved it. Like I said, just missed it. Split. I didn't love certain parts of this movie, but the twist and the ending, and from where they went from point A to point B in this movie, just the story and how everything kind of worked out, I really loved. And next up, and my last honorable mention, is Dunkirk. Dunkirk is a very amazingly well directed movie by Christopher Nolan. I wish that there was, I don't know, a little bit more story elements and a little bit more kind of action. But like he said himself that this is more on what the event and what happened more than on, a movie. But very well directed, and we're gonna get into my top 10 list right now. At number 10 we have Shape of Water. I just saw this recently. I think that is one of Guillermo del Toro's best films in years. It might be my favorite of all of his. Just the way he told this story was so well done, and I know that it's gonna rub some people the wrong way, how it's this fish creature and everything, but I loved it. At number 9 I have Power Rangers. I love the Power Rangers. I grew up with the Power Rangers. The way this movie made me feel, the characters were so good, and some of the flaws, with the action just being at the end and everything like that. I just felt like the characters were so amazing throughout the film, and just how everything, the story went, and, Rita Repulsa could have been done better, but other than that, I love this movie so much. Moving on, we have number 8 is Thor Ragnarok. Hilarious movie. Action was so well done, so different from what we've seen with Thor. Taika Waititi did an amazing job with this. Like I said, I love this movie. It's one of the most hilarious movies, not just superhero movies, just movies in general. Very well done, and it brings up what's gonna happen next in Infinity War. Number 7, I have Justice League. There's been a lot of controversy with this movie, ups and downs. But for me personally, seeing the Justice League on screen, just the characters, how they were, and how the actors portrayed the characters, was done so well that made me love this movie. I grew up with Justice League. It was probably one of the first superhero things that I got exposed to. So it was just amazing seeing them on screen. The direction, all that stuff was very well done. The villain was, but like I said, seeing them up there and the action was so well done, and Superman I felt like was very well done. Just one of my favorites. Number 6, I have Logan. Logan I struggle with having this higher on the list, like number 3 or number 2. But I had to just bump it down because just some of the films that are higher up on the list are just some of my favorites of all time. But Logan, amazing. Having it rated R was brilliant. Hugh Jackman, I hope we get to see him as Wolverine again. I know he said in an interview that he probably wouldn't like to see it, in the MCU and everything because of the Fox deal and everything. But for his last film, I thought that it was beautifully done and just so amazing. I loved it. Number 5, getting to the top 5, we have War for the Planet of the Apes. Definitely marketed not that well. It was kind of pushed as this giant war film, but it was more of Caesar's personal war rather than this giant war. With some amazing action in it, just small bits of it, but just amazing, beautifully shot. Love seeing Caesar's journey throughout the 3 films. Love this trilogy. It's one of my favorites of all time. This is probably my favorite of the 3, and just seeing how Caesar progresses was amazing. Perfect end to a perfect trilogy. Number 4, we have Spider-Man: Homecoming. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time. Seeing how well he was done in this movie just made me so happy. The suit was a little weird for me. I wish that the action was amped up a little bit more, but other than that, I loved what they did with it. I'm excited to see what's next for Spider-Man and Infinity War and Homecoming sequel and everything like that. Number 3, we have It. I loved it so much. You can go back and look at my review, how much I loved it. The Blu-ray comes out very soon, be on the lookout for that. But just their characters, the kids, the Losers Club, was so well done. I felt like it was more of their story rather than this horror movie of this clown. And because of that, it was just beautifully done, amazing. I loved it. Pennywise was creepy and scary. Some very scary moments, but not a full-on horror movie, I feel like. But it was more about these kids and how they deal with this problem. And then because of that reason, I felt like it was just an amazing film. Number 2, I have Star Wars: The Last Jedi. One of my favorite Star Wars movies of all time now. I love it. Some story elements, in the middle and, towards the end, I felt like were a little off. Some writing here and there, especially in the middle, was not well done. But other than that, Rian Johnson made an amazing movie. I loved The Last Jedi. So many good twists and turns that it just made me love it. And at my number 1, I have Baby Driver. Possibly my favorite movie of all time. I'm still debating that. I love Baby Driver so much. Just how the story and the music and the action blended in so well. The characters are so rich and colorful. And just how everything came together was just beautifully done. Edgar Wright made an amazing movie. It was his passion project. And I absolutely loved it. Like I said, one of my favorite movies of all time now. It's my number one of 2017. Be on the lookout for my top 10 worst of 2017 and top 10 anticipated coming out very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and share the video. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at rated_E_4_entertainment. And on Twitter at rated_E1. Be on the lookout for